Bienvenidos, a lifestyle of smiles, the exhilarating YouTube journey of a daring American father who's made the leap to start anew in the Dominican Republic. Dive into a world where cultures collide as he explores the rhythm of island life, learns the language, aprendiendo español, and embraces the thrilling dating scene. From the lively calles of Santo Domingo to the tranquil playas, every episode is an adventure. Join Dia for fiestas, sabrosa, comida, and genuine insight into parenting abroad. Hey, what's going down? It's Dia, and thank you for checking back in with me. On this episode, we're gonna go through the process that I went through with starting up my first actual paid event, and this is pretty much how it went down. I'm going over to Puro Bar now. I'm actually in the car with the owners. They came and picked me up. So let's not waste time and get right on to it. Right now, I'm in the car with the owners of Puro Bar. I spoke about them, Senora Veronica and Senor Tony. They are the owners of this bar here that you're seeing now, and they're actually letting me set up there for free to do my first paid event for a large gathering. What I was planning on doing was initially just doing soul food for a large group of people to come on through, because I was hitting up the Facebook groups and I was hitting up the WhatsApp groups, and I had people who were inquiring about, also coming out to the party. It was an end of the year type of party. So this just happened in December. And I had everything ready to go, and I'm getting all the food in there set up. And this is just the beginning of how everything has went. Jugo de naranja? Jugo de naranja. See? Con vodka. Vodka. Now, I know y'all probably wondering, like, what it is that I just told her. But I basically told her, like, hey, I wanted vodka and orange juice. But she couldn't understand my pronunciation of vodka because they say they V's as B's. Okay, so Puro Bar is actually a very interesting setup because they sell premium cigars, different flavored hookahs. They have alcoholic beverages, but they also are a juice bar, and they sell Mediterranean food. So that's something very, very interesting going on at this bar, and it's actually a nice, safe place for expats to go to, considering that both owners speak Spanish fluently and English fluently. They're both citizens. Oh shoot, hold up. I got the first customer up in her. She's like the administrator of a Facebook group, and she has seen the flyers and everything, and she came on out to come try the food and see what was going on and try to meet some other expats. Oh man, if you could only hear this conversation, me and her be having some back and forth when I be doing my ordering, because to them it sounds like I'm speaking broken Spanish, because when I first got here, that's the type of Spanish I learned from friends that I had met before I had went to the school. Yeah, I done been there all day. I end up getting set up at exactly 3:30, because everything started at 3, and right now this is just how the bar looks, and it's about 1 o'clock in the morning. A lot of these people showed up at midnight. This is a regular crowd on any regular day, because this was a regular Thursday night, and they stay sold out. That's how popular the bar is. Now my camera did a decent job with this low lighting, but I'm trying to do my best to be able to show y'all pretty much what's going on at the event, and thankful that Senior Tony actually was able to give me some advice and help me out, and he was, very supportive and helping me with everything that was going on during the day because there was a lot of slowness going on. Now, coming up in this next clip, I'm gonna tell you about the bones and everything that happened on the back end. What's going on? It's Day Dia, and I'm here to talk to you about my first event. Now, truth be told, it was a failure. Um, Before we get into that, we're gonna go into a little bit of a backstory on why I actually did the first event. Now, when I first got here, within the first couple of months, I was able to meet other expats, and what I started doing was cooking for a couple of them, just here and there, whatever type of meals that they wanted. It was all American food, soul food to be exact. That's why I ended up doing a soul food event. The first soul food event that I actually did was a free event where you could just come out, meet other expats. We met up at a cigar bar just to hang out, test the food. That's why in the episode before this, when I have those pictures up, those is pictures from my first actual event. Now my second event was my first paid event, and Puro Bar was cool enough to be able to allow me to do a setup at their bar. They didn't charge me anything. They actually are the individuals who helped me go out and get the products and supplies that I need to be able to actually go through with the event, and I'm actually very grateful for that. But the issue came in that was my marketing. If you remember in the very beginning of this episode when it started, I showed a flyer. That flyer was for the first event. Now, if you go back to it and look at it, you will see that the time started at 3 p.m. Now, everything that I've been receiving from most clients that I talked about, after the fact, like, hey, what would be one of the reasons why you didn't show or whatnot? A lot of individuals telling me, it's like, hey, we know it started at 3, but we didn't know what time it ended. And the reason why I didn't put that down when it ended is because Puro Bar was going to allow me to run it through the whole night because they have after hours as well, and that was one of the it was like sort of like one of the things they was going to allow me to do free of charge. Like I said, I do know them personally, and so they was doing everything that they could in their power to help me out. Now, my failure was a failure of my own. It was the lack of marketing, the lack of knowledge. Now, I've been doing pretty fine with just working with a couple of expats, here and there, cooking for them every other week and different things like that. That has been working pretty fine because a lot of my clients come from word of mouth. And I didn't have to do any marketing. I've never had to do marketing for that. But for my first paid event, I put out the flyers and Facebook groups and different things. And some of the Facebook group owners was telling me like, hey, we didn't release your post about your party until the day after, and we wasn't able to get to it, 2 days before. It kind of when you do your post, it has to be approved among hundreds of other posts that could be going up in these Facebook groups. And I'm not the only business owner in these groups. Everybody's posting something, putting different things on there. So um, my post just got caught up with a whole bunch of other things, and no one really got to it. But that's not the reason why it failed. You know, all of that happened was on my part, but was actually a good learning experience for me. As you can see, as the day went on in the video, towards the end of the night, it got packed. And Senior Tony explained to me, he was like, hey, we didn't have a good turnout during the day. But if we have extra supplies of food, is it possible that we can get it up and going and have some ready for the night for when the Dominican customers come in and stuff? And they didn't get there until midnight. And I was like, well, yeah, I can do this, I can do that. And I was like, well, I do got an extra, at the house. It ain't gonna take me nothing but maybe 2 hours, go run and do this, and I can, run and hurry up and get back and get some stuff over. So we handled that situation. And when I was able to get Reback settled in into the bar and stuff, midnight was showing up. People start rolling in. Dominicans was asking about the food and inquiring about getting this and getting that. So even though my original clientele didn't show up and didn't inquire about it, one thing that did happen was I learned how to improvise and how to take a negative situation and make it into a positive. It didn't go as well in the beginning, but towards the end, and I was able to start speaking to more people and getting the name and the brand out there to people who didn't know about soul food. It was actually a good thing that I did do this program, because I actually had other business owners after the fact who was ended up texting me on WhatsApp. It was like, hey man, we heard you do soul food and you'll come out to lounges and stuff and you will, supply and you'll bring in all the food and you'll sell and you'll do this and do that. And I'm like, yeah, and it actually brought me more partnerships, but I didn't act upon them after the fact. And the reason why is because I still have an online job, that I do maintain, and it keeps my bills paid and stuff like that. I've been running this online business for about 2, 3 years now, and it's really like my bread and butter. And I don't have to put money into it to be able to make a profit. And the issue is that I don't have a lot of extra money to the side to be catering and trying to do large events that could fail, because at the end of the day I end up taking all of that loss. And I don't have, like I said, I'm not rich, I don't have a lot of money here, I live in the economical now. So me going out and spending 300, $400, trying to do these big events and there's no clientele coming, is something that I couldn't risk doing again, because like I said, it's not a part of my budget. It was just something extra to do to see if I can generate more revenue and get more clientele. But as time goes on in the future, it's coming upon us. I'm learning more and more each day when it comes to business and marketing, and how to actually, I want to say, approach the situation in a better manner than the way that I approached it at first. Because if you can see the flyer that was made, yeah, it's good and it looks popping to the eye and appealing to look at. But when you look at it, now that I look at it after some time, I'm like, yeah, it did miss some key information. And then when you would put the address into Google Maps, it had you like 2 blocks away. Even, and I've mentioned this before in one of my videos about Google Maps and addresses here. You have to literally, if you're gonna be sending somebody an address, you have to literally be standing on top of the building to get the right location sent to somebody. If you standing off to the side of some your your address or whatever, your location will be sent to somebody, and it'll show like a block over, 2 blocks over. It might even be a whole nother little area, because I've had it happen to me so many times with trying to use Uber, and the Uber's like, oh man, I'm over here, and I'm like, hold up, no, you supposed to be, I'm over in this province, and it's a lot of back and forth that goes on. But throughout it all, I will say that it was a eye-opening experience, and I actually had a lot of fun. I didn't make any money, but I actually got to meet a lot of different business owners, and I got a lot of insight on how I can conduct my business going forward, and how I can turn something and make it into something. Excuse that, but anyways, all jokes aside, this is a place where you can come and you can grow as a business owner. You can start almost any business that you want here, as long as you have enough money put back. Just like in anywhere that you go, if you have enough resources and networking, you can make it. You can make your shit pop immediately. But unfortunately, I don't have as much money and resources as I would like to have to be able to consistently run multiple different businesses at the same time. I'm only one person with very limited resources, so I can only do what I can, and I'm gonna keep doing whatever it is that I can. So To end this off, I want to say thank you for watching again. Thank you for subscribing and leaving a comment. If there's anything that you would like to see me do, any questions you would like answered, anything particularly dealing with the Dominican Republic in the daily life, leave a comment below and I will make a video specifically for that and post it up for you later. Thank you.